Good morning, everybody. It's Nachum Kaplan here from Moral Clarity, and I'm delighted to have today's guest, Hui Wen Tong, who is a trauma specialist and expert in all forms of trauma. Good morning. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The reason that I wanted to talk to you as a trauma specialist was because within the Jewish community over the past 2 years, I guess, since the October 7 attacks, Jews all around the world have been experiencing what we would describe as trauma, but it doesn't make sense to a lot of us. And so, what I mean by that is we feel like we have traumatic symptoms. People cannot go to sleep at night because they're thinking about what happened on October 7, or they're
Yep.
thinking about Israeli soldiers being held prisoner, or Israeli civilians rather being held prisoner. They feel threatened, they feel isolated. With anti-Semitism also rising, they're increasingly feeling alone. And these kind of look like trauma symptoms, except for one thing. None of this happened to us.
Yes.
I, I was not, fortunately, not in Israel when that happened. So what's going on with that?
Oh, you'll be surprised, when you say that luckily you're not in Israel. I think the secondary or vicarious trauma happened because you're not there. And it plays with survivor's guilt. It plays with the identification of I should be there because I'm a Jew, right? So, what was the question? Sorry.
Yeah. So it's asking what's going on. I guess you used the term vicarious trauma. And I
Yeah.
think so most of us are familiar with the idea of PTSD.
Yeah.
Something bad's happened to us in the past and we're still feeling the trauma from that now. But vicarious trauma is, how would you explain that?
Trauma that is not happened to you directly. So if you're not experiencing that directly, whether you're in this case, whether you're not in Israel, then you're not experiencing that directly. So you are identifying with the with people there, and I like to see that as how it's about the stories around us. So how we talk about identity being the stories that we tell ourselves. And in this case, I feel that it's more about the stories that people are talking about us, the stories that have been all about anti-Semitism and the war and the killing and how we're associated with something. So there's an indirect relationship with what's been happening. Yeah. So that's how I would define vicarious trauma. It's we call it, another way to put it is like a secondary shock, right?
Hmm.
That's what we read on the news, um, how people treat people like us elsewhere. So something like that.
Right. So secondary trauma is a helpful term. It's a little more intuitive than vicarious trauma.
I guess so,
Uh,
yeah.
yes.
A term. It's really just a term.
An idea that has been playing in my mind is that one of the differences on October 7 was that the perpetrators actually live streamed and videoed what they were doing. Instead of just reading about the horrific things, which we know happen all the time, we were
Mhm.
actually able to watch it. And you can go online and watch it now. And there are Jews who've made a point of watching it, and there are Jews who have made a point of not watching any of it. Do you think having it videoed increases kind of this sense of proximity to it, makes us feel closer to it, makes us think